morning, everybody. It's Monday, and you know what to expect as we start the day. It's time for a Monday morning beef. Jules joins us this morning. Jules, good morning.
Good
How are you
morning.
feeling today, sir?
I may look sleepy. You told me just now I look sleepy, but I feel alive and alert.
I feel like you
Ready?
should look betrayed right now. I feel like
How so?
you should feel hurt right now because you were left out of the Sox game. You
You never get one out of the pack.
and Minister Courtney may both have the same matchy outfit, but what happened to the Sox?
We have video of the socks,
and you
guys.
remember- and you remember-
Abdul, we have video of the socks, I think.
And I remember Prime Minister had on one nice, colorful one to us.
Similar
Yes.
socks.
He had
So
the blue.
they bought. See, that's
I really love
Amon
this.
socks when he came on cut.
Uh-huh.
And here I was matching in blue, but I didn't have the socks because when they bought the pack, they shared it.
Yeah.
They shared a pack,
But
but
you
they
weren't
shared me
around.
out.
You weren't
They
there.
cut me out.
This is your
And
problem. We
this-
need to go for the Chiefs. We need to
Exactly, exactly.
as well.
We need transparency in hosiery, in socks.
In socks too as
Yeah.
well. You deserve
Exactly.
the socks.
I feel completely left out.
You
Why
see?
I
Yeah.
need
I
Jules,
know,
I think you should
man.
take the opportunity to let them know what is your size. So when they open the next pack,
tamales.
tamales.
No, the one.
It just a full
A
full
tamales
tamales.
size.
So we know better. And then you also have to work on your pants because
Yes, my pants have to be more tailored.
yes. So
But yeah,
you
I'll
have
work
some
on it.
homework for those.
I do, and that show made me realize it. I will do it.
I'm
I
proud
will.
of you.
But you're showing up today. You know, you're dressed nice. Everything flows well. Shoes,
Yeah,
shirt,
because I dress in the
everything.
dark.
Oh. How does that work?
You want to try?
Exactly.
It's just that's good. He has good style intuition. See, he dresses in the dark.
Exactly, in
he
the
just
dark.
comes
I
up,
don't know what'll happen.
Everything flows.
I don't know what'll happen.
Good job, Jules. Good
Thank
job.
you.
So we are here for, of course, the Monday morning beef. As always, people are waiting, and we have a lot to discuss. Chantel is already free and able to cut us off when she's ready.
Yes, she is.
All right, so let's get
Let's
started.
get started. What's the first topic,
We're
Kev?
talking about Moises Cal first.
Moises Cal, what an outrageous appointment to the Public Service Commission of Belize.
Okay.
It is first outrageous because Moises Cal has endured one of the greatest scandals a former diplomat has ever endured. The allegation was from law enforcement in Panama at the time. I worked on that story in 2007, I believe, or 2008, that he was flying with $1 million in a suitcase.
Right, I read that.
He left Panama. He had a diplomatic passport. It was an obscene scandal. It turns out he had traveled 14 times in 3 months to Panama. These are suspicious activities. I'm saying that at that time he was the standard bearer for PUP in Belmopan. He was going to contest the election. He had to step down. There he was meeting on behalf of the Prime Minister at the time with Central American leaders. This is the level of seniority he had. By that time, he had already left diplomacy shortly before, so that he could run for politics. He had to step down as a PUP standard bearer. This is 2008.
Okay.
Fahin Rondon, he remained active in PUP politics, but publicly, Fahin Rondon, it is preposterous that the government should seek to foist upon the Public Service Commission of Belize
I hear you.
someone with this sort of taint on their reputation. It is a public taint. I'm sure Mr. Cal is fine as he is in private life and that's our political life, but not fit for public life. Now the PUP complained rhapsodically about Charles Gibson, the former chairman of the Public Service Commission, whose term ended June 30th, that he was appointed by the UDP and he's a former UDP minister. Fair enough.
Okay.
But you make it worse. I mean, and I need to show this is not good governance. This is bad. This is misgovernance. It's unacceptable. It's unthinkable. It is an apostasy, a political apostasy. I want to air the part or use the part of the PUP manifesto, Abdul. We have it, Abdul, in the stuff. And I don't like to refer to manifestos because I know that's the notice to the leader of the opposition. And that is how we became aware of it.
Yeah.
Dated 18th July. And it just says that the Honorable Prime Minister intends to advise the Governor General that Mr. Moises Cal be appointed as chairman of the Public Service Commission for a period of 2 years. Copy of CV attached. So that constitutes consultation. And it says the PM seeks your views, but you know, it's just consultation. You can say
Right.
what you want. But I'm saying that we have also, Abdul, a clip on the email, a clip of the PUP manifesto where it speaks specifically about the Public Service Commission. I understand what manifestos are. It's just a game to get elected. But there are fundamental pledges in there of good governance. That's a fundamental pledge,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because that was a failing of the last government. It was too political in governance. Everything was political about the governance. However, one of the pledges in the good governance is that it will appoint a chair of the Public Service Commission to elevate it above the political fray.
Okay.
Because the UDP chairman was a former UDP minister, not acceptable, understood. But man,
Yeah.
not only is this man an active PUP politician, as active as he can be allowed to be,
Right.
because he's tainted by scandal, he has faced one. I mean, when he left Panama, he was wanted for questioning by Panamanian authorities. It's not, what are you thinking, Prime Minister Briceño? What are you thinking? How can you attempt to foist this on the public? It just shows that the PUP is operating maximum mandate. Remember, in their minds, they are more popular than ever because they ruled in the village council. I have spoken enough about that people voted out of survival and fear, not out of love. That's how it works.
Vote for them in their mind.
So when you appoint Moises Cal to be chairman of the Public Services Commission, it shows that you are in autopilot. You don't care. We have a maximum mandate. That is all that says.
Yeah.
It's just a slam dunk on everybody's head saying, shh, oh no, not like this, whatever. We run this. We are popular. We rule by decree.
It also makes me think about the principles of the PUP, given that they're conscious about, you know, what he did back in the day and now he's coming back, is that so they just have them on reserve and be like, don't worry, when we're in power, you're gonna be back in a position.
It's the same game.
It's
the party comes first. This is the PUDP crisis. The party, here it is, effective and efficient public service. This is from Plan Belize. We will take immediate steps to restore the autonomy of the public service, establishing clear boundaries between the political directorate and the public service. Hello, Mr. What's the name of the forestry officer?
Okay.
Right? You remember for Diane Chan?
Right.
Mr. Chi, that the Prime Minister called. So I can just establish clear boundaries between the political directorate and public service. The clear boundaries are cell phone. Anyway, whatever, left that alone. And Public Service Commission to re-establish integrity and impartiality in recruiting, training, evaluate. We will introduce necessary, but in the other clip, Abdul, it talks specifically about the chair of the Public Service Commission. I sent you another snippet that it speaks specifically about the chair of the Public Services Commission. But I'm saying that this person is above the fray. This person's, they should be completely above the fray in terms of they are a constitutionally enshrined position. The chairman of the Public Services Commission, it is so important. It should be invulnerable to influence or any of this political nastiness
I hear you.
My
that these
question
parties
is wondering,
love.
we don't have enough people in this country. Like, we so run out of
No,
people.
we are out of people.
Like, we really...
We're out of people. There are no more people left. There are only PUPs left.
Yeah.
Like, when you appoint the father-in-law of the Minister of Political Reform or Constitutional Reform as the chairman of the People's Commission on Constitutional Reform, it shows that we're out of people. It's done. There are no more.
Recycle.
There's no more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of them are in a bag and you just...
Let's pull it out. Which one? Okay, Kev, which one you get this time? That one? Okay. From 2008?
It
Let's
really
use
feels
that one.
like that, yeah.
It's kind of like that.
See, it says that to restore the autonomy of public service and the Public Service Commission, autonomy of the Public Service Commission to reestablish integrity. Yo! Where one to think like it's preposterous that this will be foisted on the population. Whatevs. Meet me next election. I win bigger.
Pretty much.
You know,
Pretty much
it's just
We're
impunity.
in a free reign right now.
It's
Just doing
political
what we want.
impunity. It's just like whatever. Anyway,
So as we move right along,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about the loan to Pharmacy Express.
Impunity again.
Back to
What
back.
is up with the investment committee of Social Security Board
Security,
Investment
yeah.
Committee and Social Security Board of Directors? 7 million to a company that's just a mercantile company. Then just buy and sell. What does this? SSB has a mandate to invest in projects that augur towards the national development of Belize. This is a buy and sell company, first of all.
Okay.
So all this money is just going, it's for refinancing according to the terms of the public disclosure. Refinancing and inventory purchases also mean with the buy thing. How all that money is going out
Yeah.
to buy imports. Like, how does this augur towards the national development? No, let us be very clear. SSB has to invest its money. That is the only way there will be a pension for folks like us when we reach that age. They must invest. Absolutely agree.
Okay.
But to invest in a private pharmacy company, $7 million for refinancing and for buy things so I then could buy cheap and sell it expensive. That's the mercantile system. That's how it works. It doesn't help enterprise in Belize. It doesn't help national development. This is the workers' money. No, I want to be clear. Pharmacy Express. This is an old picture from 2006. This is a company that made its name in the Ford Street Tourism Village for selling Viagra and other medicines. They're a much larger company than that now, and I will explain that process. But these are pictures from 2006 on a tour site. I'm sure they've developed since then, and they got prettier signs and etc. These are, it's stretched from 2006, but that is how they made their name. Having Cialis, Viagra,
Okay.
Xanax. This is what the tour guide, the tour guide site say, right? That's 2006. Okay, fine. $7 million worth of Viagra. Wow, impressive.
thinking, yeah.
But I'm just saying,
Countries
right?
in need of help.
So I don't want to get, obviously, we know that people have been saying the personalities involved, that it is a company for Mr. Zabane, one of the Zabanes. And I'm sure he is doing his business as best he can. But what is amazing is the statement that has been put out by the
By
Ministry
the
of
Ministry
Health.
of Health, yeah.
That is so unusual, and that shows that's beyond a red flag. They sent
Yes.
this out on a Sunday evening. Ministry of Health not sent a Sunday evening release from COVID days, from the start of COVID, right? And it says that the Ministry of Health has been made aware, etc., places on record some concerns related to this loan and hopes to meet the autonomous SSB to relay its concern before it makes its final determination. Well, my brother, the determination has been made. You know what that notice means? That notice means the board has approved it, the public notice. That means the board has approved it, and we're just telling you. Yes, members of the public can write in, and I urge you
Yeah.
to write in to the Social Security Board and say, we're not there with this. However, when the Ministry of Health, which this same business received lavish contracts, tender awards in the last fiscal year
Okay.
from this same Ministry of Health and Wellness. I am told very reliably that things did not pan out. But this was the thinking of Mr. former Minister Michel Shabat, who in his prescience, in his wisdom, in his paramount knowledge of all matters related to health, removed the certificate of good manufacturing practices and lowered the threshold for the standard of pharmaceuticals that can be brought in to good distribution practices. Went in the House of Representatives, beat on his chest and said, I have opened it up.
Okay.
I have empowered 35, I think was the number, new suppliers. Well, it didn't work out that well. And there were a lot of substandard medicines delivered that lacked efficacy. And it is a strain, it is not a strain, it is a burden on the public who does not receive the best medicine. And who pays and does not receive because
Right.
it's public funds. We don't know all the details of that, and we're trying to excavate it, but that is why the Ministry of Health, in this second year, under a new minister, is raising such a public red flag. This is unprecedented to send it out on a Sunday and to say for a ministry to try to meddle in the private business of a pharmaceutical company is incredible to me. It is absurdity, the loan, compounded by further absurdity. But it shows what a red flag has been raised.
Yeah.
Right? And all this facilitated by the government of Belize in its various manifestations. It's the government of Belize that, awarded this same business owner a number of large contracts in the last tender process, and now the government of Belize, because the Board of Social Security is controlled by the government of Belize, is facilitating this loan, and now the government of it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
But I urge the public that I do not think, I didn't raise hackles about the DFC loan the other day, the 25 million or 20 million to DFC. But with this, I think the fact that it is a private company is really outrageous in terms of that it's a merchant company.
Yeah.
Not that it's a private company. Social Security must lend to companies where they can get a reliable return on investment. I'm not saying this won't be reliable, but what is the national priority? And $7 million is a whole lot.
Yep. So let's move on to the next item. So Louis Wade now is going to be the media representative in the Belize Constitutional Reform Committee, right? I mean, at some point you were talking that there was no media representation within this committee. Y'all got away with it. The consultations happened, so Louis Wade was elected. Daniel Ortiz is the vice or the alternate media representative. So what does this mean, media representation, Louis Wade, within the constitutional reform?
Well, first of all, Louis Wade has my love, respect, and my sympathy as a fellow media co-owner because we are brothers in affliction. So I have maximum respect for Louis Wade, both as a media personality and as an advocate for the various causes. The most public causes he's come out on are the LGBT issue and the marijuana issue. We do not agree personally on those issues, but I completely respect his total clarity and commitment and moral and the moral certitude with which he approaches those subjects. I don't agree with it, but that's another matter. So this is not personal about Louis Wade, but this is a disaster for the media. I am the one on this segment who raised the alarm saying that the media has to have representation.
Yeah.
They gave us representation, and in my respectful opinion, we messed up. How did we mess up? Because we, the media, have made someone who is a spokesperson for the church on the marijuana issue, who is a extremely devoted anti-LGBT personality, advocate, lobbyist. We have put him in charge of media affairs. Now, I'm sure he will faithfully represent the media. However, this is not a true reflection of the media's personalities.
Yeah.
Louis Wade's first calling is to the church. God bless him. And he pursues those lobbies because that is what he believes he's following God's mission.
Yeah.
That's his first priority. Respect to that. But the media is not his first priority, so he will be there representing the media, but also
channeling his
yes, I mean, I'm just saying that it creates, in my thinking, it gives the churches, I'm not saying Louis Wade will behave unethically, but these are the causes. He's not interested in these causes. He's an advocate. He's the tip of the spear for the churches on the marijuana issue, on the LGBT issue.
Yeah, and
so I'm saying that he has to advocate for those. He's not a dishonest person. He's not somebody who's going to just sit back and buy and hold my tongue on this one. So I'm saying that we in the media have created an additional seat for the church, an additional seat for the LGBT, and the People's Constitutional Commission is already led by a very religious man, Anthony Chanona. He's an arch-Catholic.
Right.
I know them well. My father was one.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it gives it. I think the media has it got a great opportunity and it messed it up. It abdicated its primary responsibility to the media. Its primary responsibility is to the media. If you watch how the vote went, Abdul, are we able to pull up the vote? If you watch how the vote went,
So for the viewers that are asking how did he get there, he was voted in.
he was voted in, and you can see that it was a runaway success. Everybody voted for him, except 3 persons. So Daniel got 3 votes. Hippolyta Novello got 1 vote. Louis Wade got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes. So I'm saying that it was a landslide victory for Louis Wade. It wasn't even close. And that, I believe, is the media shooting itself in the foot. Because we got a chance, and Louis Wade's first priority is not the media. Daniel Ortiz is a lifer. Daniel Ortiz has been a journalist for 15 years,
Right.
one of the hardest working people you will find, one of the most thorough and precise. Obviously, he works at Channel 7, and I confess I am biased completely. But he has no other agenda.
Yeah.
His agenda is the media. Louis Wade has multiple agendas.
Right.
And I'm
The
not
media
saying
is
it's
his
being
platform, right?
dishonest.
Yeah.
He did not manipulate this. He was not in the country. There is no such. He did not even nominate himself. It's Marisol Amaya who nominated him. So it's not like he tried to put himself there. There's no scheming, and I
Okay.
don't think he's being duplicitous in any way. There's no accusation of that. I'm saying the media. I can't ask people why they voted, how they voted. Louis Wade is an incredible, in my mind, an incredible media personality that he speaks from a point of such passion and conviction and clarity.
Yeah.
And no doubt these persons saw that he speaks like a very senior person. I mean,
Yeah,
he's 50 years old. So, he has that seniority and he has earned it.
Right.
Yeah.
But in my mind, the media missed an opportunity.
Maybe the persons that voted for him or the media houses have similar principles and values as him. Maybe this is a time where they're actually showing what they stand for as well, which is kind of interesting to see that as well,
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe, they're looking, as you're mentioning, they understand what he stands for, how he portrays himself, and hoping, because that's the whole idea of this democracy where you vote for somebody in that they're going to represent you well enough. So I'm guessing, when he talks, he's not supposed to just talk off of what Mr. Wade is thinking. He's supposed to talk of what the media is saying, because you're a representation of the media.
Absolutely. And it
when
will
you
be a
go up
consult.
there, when you go up there, regardless of your own personal bias, because that is what you do when you're a representative. Even if you have your own qualms, you're supposed to go and represent the body that you represent. So media, if everybody come together and say, yes, we support LGBTQ+, we support that or whatever, I know even if I'm not in that, I'm supposed to go up there and say, because I'm representing them, not myself.
Ideally, right?
I would be very interested to see that. But,
Yeah.
there is a mechanism that the media will feed into his input. And I'm sure on behalf of the media, I have no doubt that he will be an effective lobbyist. I have no doubt. But I'm saying that in my opinion, we should have picked someone who was all about the media, not someone who publicly and unashamedly, happily, convictedly wears many other hats, and he wears them very well.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I think the media messed up. But speaking on the PCC, so while the media was given a seat, it turns out that the Creole Council was not.
Yes, when I saw it, I was like, because I didn't look for the Creole Council, I see Garifuna, and I was like, okay, where's the Creole? I'm like, maybe I missed it.
Yeah.
Didn't miss it, just wasn't there.
Everybody missed it. It is I who brought it. Somebody sent it to me. I missed it.
Oh, you missed it?
I missed it.
Is that the first thing I said, or Jules?
Yes, but when did you see that?
Huh? When?
When we aired it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
Yeah, because
I said it.
Yes,
I was like,
I'm just
okay, let me
saying.
see
So
what-
I'm saying that someone sent it. Creole Council hadn't known, and someone sent it to me on Thursday. A PhD student who is a Creole in the States said, "Hey, how come no Creole?" Yeah, and they sent it to me, and then I sent it to Cherise. Cherise sent it to the Creole Council, and I believe that's when they became aware of it. I don't know how to frame this. In terms of obviously we have, and we can show the list, guys, if we can scroll down a little. You have all these representative groups, now the media as well. But you also have in there the National Garifuna Council and the National Maya Council.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just saying that it's actually a historical. It shows a total repudiation of Belize's history. When you will say that we will leave out the Creole, or we won't even think of the Creoles. It's such an afterthought. I remember when Prince Charming came, for the first time ever when a royal came, there was no Creole representation. It was Garifuna and Maya. Do not get it confused. We have Norteños are running the country. And I'm not trying to create an ethnic divide. John Briceño is as Belizean as all of us.
Yeah.
So that's not even a question. But there is a shift in consciousness. Remember the fiasco over Dia de las Razas, right? Exactly. So remember that. I'm just saying that there is a state of complete erasure of the Creoles of Belize, which make up, at the last census, 20+% of the population is going to go way down. But I'm just saying that the foundational element of Belizean history as a state, not as land, because as land, the Mayas have a totally different argument and a very convincing one.
Okay.
But as a state, as a colony, Belize came into existence by logwood cutters who were British, various pirates who were British, and their African slaves. We're about to celebrate Emancipation Day.
You're right.
Or observe, because I don't know if you can celebrate enslaved persons, the slavery of enslaved persons. But my point is that it is incredible to me the level of complete Creole erasure. It is almost a deliberate act. And had they, I saw the reporter newspaper ran a post saying that the Creoles will get their seat.
Okay.
On Friday, they spoke to Cesar Ross saying the Creoles will get their seat. As an afterthought, how we reach that level is I'm like, I don't even understand. But also now Yaya Marin Coleman has spoken up on behalf of the UBAD Educational Foundation, and I think she's asking also for someone from Central American Black Organization. I don't know if all of them will get seats, but it will be interesting to see. And I will say in this context, you see all of this? You see how Creole have to fight to get on? You realize there's no mestizo group, right?
Oh, that was just
You
in the
know why
comments
there's
just
no
now.
mestizo group? Because mestizo run this. So I'm just saying that you don't have to ask a seat at the table when they're your table.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that we don't even have a thought because the mestizos are the majority in this country.
Okay.
I figure soon enough, maybe at the next census, when you're adding the amnesty, they may be the super majority.
It will be.
Probably.
So I'm just saying that it's interesting that there's not even, and nobody from, I don't even know that there's a mestizo council.
That I'm aware of.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know in Orange Walk you have the various association of Yucatec Maya,
Right.
etc.
Yeah.
And they're very active, but they will be represented presumably by the Maya representative. But it's very interesting.
So, Jules, some people in the comments will say, well, maybe they weren't thought of because they weren't active, or they need to wake up or something, that they're not being seen enough to see that they're present.
Absolutely. You know, I think the Creole Council can be accused of that. I think they should have spoken up when Prince Charming came. You know, it's the great Musa Shahid. When he was on cut, he said that, you know, he wanted, as the descendant of slaves, of enslaved persons, and of the British, he wanted to perform for them. He felt denied. He's a Creole drummer. And he felt denied an opportunity to perform for those persons who represented the original oppressors. I don't know. So I'm just saying, I want to be clear that indeed the Creole Council perhaps should be more visible and speak up more. I agree. However, man, you are doing a holistic assessment of society, right?
Yeah.
You have, you know, it's not you have to be inclusive in your thinking. It's not like squeaky, only the squeaky wheel then going to get aisle. You have to look at all the wheels.
Yeah.
You have to have a panoramic view of society.
And they very much like to claim that they're very holistic
Yes.
in everything that they do. They're
No,
very
it's-
inclusive. So
I mean, yeah.
inclusive have
incredible.
different meanings sometimes.
Yeah, really.
But Jules, we run out of time. You have one last thing to talk about. So,
UDP, my favorite subject,
so you have to
kumbaya.
make it quick though.
So I'll make it quick because UDP sent out a release last week that Shine Barrow, Tracy Tager Panton, and Patrick Faber had met under the auspices of the Reverend C. David Goff. So they are so accursed. They are so at daggers drawn that they need Father to come in and try calm them down. No, I mean, yeah, exactly. Spray them. Did he spray them with holy water? No, they need an Obia woman to go bathe them. They need something else. The amount of fighting in that party that is ongoing still between of the new delegate in the West. They don't need Father. Find an Obia woman, cause somebody put thing on Uno.
Lord.
Find an Obia woman and go and make it bathe Uno.
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, like, it's, I understand, and it's a good move by the leader, but this is hardly enough. There is a rabid war happening right now over the appointment of John Saldiva as the coordinator for the West. This party then just, they feed on controversy and quarreling. And they're continuing to do so.
Well, their color is red, so
Their color is red. Red, yeah. Red, they are a sanguinary party.
the color is red.
Yeah. Say no more on that, yeah.
Wow.
So-
But let's sing Kumbaya. Kumbaya. Come on, no, man.
When I say Shine, and all his party members sing it, but my advice to the UDP, find an Obia woman.
And you know what? You
Or
who
man.
need to find your tailored pants so you could get his socks there.
Yes, I'm working on it.
There's a lot of things we all have to work on, Jules.
I am told the Prime Minister traveled out of the country Friday. No public announcement. But
No shame.
I hope he brings me back a pair of them pretty
Hair
socks.
socks, yeah.
No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, I swear. But you know what? Thank you so much, Jules, for this couch talk, for this morning beef. Chantel, don't tell me we cut it off. It's cut. The beef is prepared and we'll eat it up, juicy and everything, but we must go to our first commercial break. But when we are back, we're talking about the Belize Assembly for Persons with Diverse Abilities. As Kevin mentioned, we're going to be talking about the Founders Day and amazing activities that are planned. So stay tuned. Please make sure we're being inclusive and learn how you can be a part of everything that's happening in our country. We'll be right back.